everybody, it's Cheyenne
and Jared,
and this is Coals of Fire, where we do lifestyle videos, biblical videos, educational videos, and reaction videos with a biblical twist. We have Baby with us today, so sorry you might hear a little bit of crying or coos from her. But before we get started, we actually wanted to mention, do a little kind of summary about what today's video is going to be about. It is going to be about Charlie Kirk. I personally wanted to say that, Jared and I have never been the sort of people that like to follow the crowd. We've always pretty much done our own thing, even when it came to getting the COVID-19 vaccine. Both of us never got vaccinated. We don't like to do something in the name of everyone else doing it. So when it came to Charlie Kirk's death, I didn't want to be one of those people that's just like, oh my goodness, this man, everything he said was amazing, because I don't agree that everything that Charlie Kirk has said has been amazing to me. However, I do feel like it's really sad that here in America, you can't have your own opinion without people resorting to violence. I have friends who are Democrats, some are Republican, and despite whatever their political opinions or views are, we're still friends. And it's sad that we've gotten to a point in America where people can't even sit at tables with people or literally just get along with people, and they're killing people and not caring about it or celebrating someone's death when this man had a family, just because his viewpoints were different than yours. And like I said, when it comes to Charlie Kirk, I'm not going to be one of those people who is like, yes, everything he said was perfect, terrific, There's a lot of things that he said that I did like. I liked what he had to say about reparations, black people not getting reparations in America. I liked what he had to say about abortion. I liked what he had to say about how a man should treat a woman when he's dating her. I liked what he had to say about, the lack of fatherhood being one of the number one issues in, black homes. All of those things I liked, because I am someone that actually took the time, and Jared knows this, to watch a lot of Charlie Kirk's videos. I honestly feel like a lot of the people who are posting stuff about him, probably never watched any of his videos ever, but it's one of the popular things that are trending right now. So you're going to get some people that are like, I hate them, and they don't even know why they hate him. And then you're going to get some people who are like, I loved him, and they don't even know half of his content. There are some things that he did say that are a little controversial that I can't say I necessarily agree with. Like, he called, Simone Biles a sociopath for basically, not participating in the Olympics because of her mental health. He said that there shouldn't be a day dedicated to Martin Luther King Jr., but, there's better people out there who deserve a federal holiday, like Billy Graham. He's said some other things regarding DEI, because DEI existed. He said, that he felt like he couldn't trust planes that were possibly flown by black pilots. Just really extreme out there things that I can't really sit there and be like, well, that was the most wisest thing to say. However, once again, he's entitled to his own opinion. And just because I see certain things that a person says and I don't agree with doesn't mean that everything that they say I don't agree with, nor does it make me hate that person. And I just really think that it's an unfortunate thing that where we are at right now in America is that if you don't agree on my viewpoints, you and I are enemies.
yeah, pretty much. I'm as far as Charlie Kirk is concerned, I've listened to some videos a long time ago, but I never really followed his work. But at the end of the day, as Americans, we should be free to believe what we want to believe.
Yep.
Especially politically. I mean, that's how this country was brought up, you know, and being mindful of that and having the freedom to do that. And so for him to lose his life for something, especially, not only was he like just a person talking on the street, you know, with other people, students. It wasn't like he made policy or anything like that. He wasn't like an actual politician in the sense that he had some type of position where his say-so determines where one law gets created, one law doesn't, or whatever. You know, this is just a random person. Not really random, but just a person who just was talking to people and debating people, and that's it.
Well, he's very influential. A lot of people know who he is.
Yeah, but that's different. It'd be different if it's like someone that was actually had a say-so in political realm, as far as we're gonna do this law, we're gonna draft this policy right here, and X, Y, and Z. And he wasn't that person. He was just going around expressing Republican beliefs, basically, just like anyone else would be. There's so many people in the world that believe the same way that he believes. Like, killing him wouldn't. First of all, he shouldn't have died in the first place because of just his opinion. But
right.
Killing him's not going to do anything.
Killing
him's not going to do anything because people are still going to sit there and talk about stuff. I mean, after the fact, maybe people were like, "Oh well, you know, I don't know if I want to go out in public and start talking to people because it's crazy stuff like this." But it shouldn't be like that in America. And the thing about it is, so many people that are on the left talk about fascism and all this other stuff. That's a fascist thing, to kill someone for something that they believe or are talking about. That's fascism right there, just because you're killing someone that you disagree with, just for a political opinion. That's fascism.
Yeah. I think it really does a disservice to the intelligence of a person when you feel like you have to resort to violence to win an argument. Nothing is accomplished by that at all. And so you should be able to share your opinions and express your thoughts in a way that is respectful of everyone's boundaries, regardless of whether you agree or disagree. And if you get so bent out of shape over a person having different political views with you to the point where you're angry and you want to be violent, maybe you should probably go check yourself into, like, I don't know, some therapy or some sort of help, because that you should not be getting that angry. I'm sorry. Like, it's just, and really all of this division that's here in America is because people can't get over the fact that there's people that have different opinions than them. And it's just like, move on.
And they villainize those people so hard.
Yes, and
like,
really,
oh, he's Hitler.
And really, it's not just from the left, it's also from the right. There's people that are bad like that, even though in this case it was someone from the left doing that to someone to the right. We have gotten to a point in America where it's just like, no one can have their opinion without someone getting mad at them. And we have to, as a people, use our intelligence past the point of just letting our emotions rule our behavior and our actions. And I think that that's definitely what happened. And unfortunately, Charlie Kirk was the one who fell victim to someone who had a lot of pent-up emotional anger and mental issues. Because that's really what it is. There's a mental issue crisis here in America. There used to be a time where people could sit at a table from opposing different political viewpoints and still laugh and have a good time. Now it's like, if someone finds out you support this or you support that, they don't even want to be your friend anymore.
That, or they attack you.
Yeah, so I mean, it's almost like you would want to just hide your true feelings because you're like, man, I might not get this job, or I might not, you know, just like little things like that. It's unfortunate. So we just really need to do better as a whole. Unfortunately, I don't think things are going to get better because the Bible mentions that things are only going to get worse. But it is a really sad situation, especially to see someone killed on camera, and then his family is going to always see that.
I think his wife and kids were there.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, like, in most cases, like, okay, if someone was killed, it's like, oh, it's a memory and a thought that's there for that time. But this was something, like you said, it's recorded and it's not going down. So that's just like relived trauma, you know, and everyone is talking about it. So I can only imagine that the pain that his family is going through, it is unfortunate. But that is not the main point of our video today, guys. We actually wanted to show you a really short clip today about Charlie Kirk keeping the Sabbath. And as you guys know, Jared and I clearly have made it very clear that we keep the Sabbath. We are Sabbath keepers. And obviously we're not happy about the death of Charlie Kirk. It is a sad situation. But one of the good things that I can say that could come out of this is because people are looking at him in such a high regard, and he was a Sabbath keeper, he's actually kind of helping publicize the Sabbath a little bit, you know, because people are like, let me figure out or find out or know about this a little bit. So we want to share the clip of him talking about the Sabbath. There are several clips, but we're just going to share one and then tell you our quick little thoughts on that.
It is the best 24 to 25 hour, and I don't know if you know this. Last July, I was traveled all across the country last year. I was getting really stressed, just worn down, typical stuff that happens on the road. And a pastor friend of mine said, "Charlie, you got to take a Sabbath." And I was like, "Oh, we're not bound by that commandment, whatever." And he really convicted me. So every Friday night, I take a Jewish Sabbath, turn off my phone Friday night to Saturday night. The world cannot reach me, and I get nothing from the world. It will bless you infinitely. Now, I'm not saying you're bound by the laws of Christian. I'm not saying that that's something you have to do. I'm saying it will make your life better. It was important enough that God put it as one of the 10 commandments. And I will say, there's debate in some theological circles that we are bound to it because it predated the law. God rested after creation. So I want you to think about that. So Friday night to Saturday night, no one can reach me. And I wake up, I wake up on Saturday night, I open up my phone, 600 text messages, 900, whatever. But it is the best 24 to 25 hours. And if every young person took a legitimate Sabbath from Friday night to Saturday night, I guarantee you anxiety would go down, depression would go down, you'd actually spend time with people you care about, meaningful conversations would happen. So I challenge you, if you incorporate that in your life, there's no negative. The only negative would possibly be if you had to contact someone in an emergency. If it's an emergency, then fine, open up your phone. That's a separate conversation. Emergencies don't happen every week, and if they do, you got other problems, right? So take the Sabbath, take it seriously. I'm gonna challenge you guys on one thing.
So, what do you think about that video?
I think God uses people to, for his purpose a lot. So I think that's basically what happened. He got convicted by the pastor, and though he's doing it in ways that we don't, I think it was very beneficial for him because he's a political, not a political figure in a sense.
He's an influential person.
He's a very influential, popular guy who probably has a lot of business deals and calls and all this other stuff, where he gets a whole bunch of, like he said, 900 text messages, 600 text messages, possibly. Maybe he was over exaggerating, but a lot. He's a busy man where people contact him. So for him, I think maybe the traditional Jewish Sabbath probably helped him. We don't keep the Sabbath that way in a traditional Jewish way. We do follow the commandment as it is stated in the Bible on how to keep it. There's a lot of different gray areas though, which her and I disagree with, but at the end of the day, it's still good to still educate people about the commandment, because he's right, it does help you rest from your day-to-day life where you're hustling and bustling and trying to get stuff done. You're trying to rest and, like he said, have meaningful conversations with the families, spend family time together, spend quality time with your loved one. Just take that relaxation and that you need, because your body is not built to be doing things every day, like doing work related tasks every day all the time, like 24/7. That'll make your mental capacity, it'll make you kind of go, some people will go insane, but overall it'll like not be a positive thing for you. Everybody needs a break. So,
well, the kicker is that most Christians believe in the 10 Commandments. They're like the Bill of Rights to the laws of Moses, right? Mm-hmm. They're the ones that were put in the Ark of the Covenant, and they were highlighted. And most Christians will say, oh my goodness, of course, I believe in those.
Right.
Except for the one that says remember, right? All of the commandments say thou shalt, thou shalt, thou shalt. The one that actually says remember, everyone forgets it. And I love the point that he made, which was, we're not keeping the Sabbath because it's in the laws of Moses. We're keeping the Sabbath because the Sabbath was literally embedded into our creation as human beings. It predates the laws of Moses, which means that when it says in the 10 Commandments, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work. And then it goes through the people who shouldn't do any work. Thou, nor thy sons, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservants, nor thy maidservants, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. It tells you why he put it in the 10 Commandments. It says, for in 6 days God created the heavens and the earth, the sea and all that in them is, and he rested on the 7th day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. So he blessed it and hallowed it not after sin came into the world, but in a perfect created world, which means that if the Sabbath and the 7th day was blessed and hallowed, then Adam and Eve would have definitely been keeping the Sabbath. I just wanted to share that with you guys, and we hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and tell us your thoughts, what you think about the Sabbath. Do you feel like it's something that matters? Do you feel like it's something that doesn't matter? Do you feel like we as Christians should keep it? And if you don't, give some reasons why. But all in all, we just really thought that was pretty cool. We hope that you guys enjoyed this, and like, share, comment, and subscribe, please. We can really use your support on our channel. And until next time, peace.